Hi everybody, this is Julie from Mud Pie Jewels, and today I'm going to be talking about craft mats. When I first started making my junk journals, I really struggled with what to use for a craft mat and how to protect my surfaces. I was doing a lot of gluing, a lot of painting with acrylics and watercolors, and just, this and that, and I was really struggling with it. I do have a rotary cutting mat, and it constantly sits on my desk, and so it's always beneath everything. The next thing I went to, which I'm sure all of us when we started out, and the next thing I went to was just my, newspaper, the sale ads out of the newspaper, and I would put that down before I would glue anything. But that was also a big mess. I was always searching for paper. And, because it's porous, it just doesn't work well, especially for acrylic paints. So the next thing I tried, which does work well and is a good economic solution, is to use freezer paper. I bought this at Walmart. It is the 150 square foot roll. But if you look at the roll, you'll see that it has on there that it's useful for arts and crafts. Used for sketching, drawing, and painting or making banners for school events and get-togethers. But it's also very good to use as a craft mat. So I have a piece cut, and let me show it to you. So you want to cut a rectangular piece, and I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it has a matte side, which is the more porous side, and then it has a glossy side, which has a slight wax coating on it. So depending on what I'm doing, if of course I was painting or drawing directly on this freezer paper, I would use the porous matte side. But as a craft mat, for protecting my surface, I would leave the shiny side up. And then I'd simply just put it down with some masking tape. So that works well. When it gets dirty, you can simply get a wet wipe or a wet rag and simply wipe it off. So it does work well. It is economical. It comes in a very large roll. I've had this roll for quite some time. I also use it for other purposes related to quilting. So as you can see here on the box, it also says that it's used for quilt appliques. It's very useful for that, so it's handy to have this around. However, now that I have more experience, it's not my first choice. So let's take that away. My first choice, first of all, let me ask you, when you're watching YouTube videos of other individuals, have you noticed how there's this brown thing sitting on the countertop? And I've never seen anyone actually explain this, but what it is a piece of Teflon. So this is something I bought off of Amazon. It's called a Teflon sheet. There are different brands, of course. This was just the one that I found that was the most reasonably priced. It came in a pack of 3. Let's see, it doesn't give the size, but I think it's like 18 by 24. This is used for heat press, ironing, so you can put it under your iron, it's not going to burn, and of course for baking. It's typically used for baking, but it's also used for crafting. So if you go into Amazon or some other supply internet site and type in crafting mat Teflon, you are going to get some hits for a Teflon crafting mat, but you don't have to have that. You can use the baking version. So this one came with 3 sheets of 18 by 24. When you pull it out of the box, of course, it's in a roll. It's very slick, feels really interesting, and both sides are the same. And I have a piece here that I've already unrolled. So now, doesn't that look familiar? I know you've seen it in other videos. So you just put it down on your table, This is so big I can't get it all on the camera. But you would simply put it down on your table, whatever you're using as your table, and you get a piece of masking tape, and you simply tape down the corners. That's all you do. And it is heat resistant. So let's say that you're working on a piece of fabric for your journal, and it's just a 4x4 square, and you don't want to take it to the ironing board and get out your big iron. Let's say you have a mini iron on your desk and you just want to iron it real quick. You can do that on this because it is heat resistant. So you could iron on top of this and not mess up your underlying surface. You can paint acrylics on it, watercolor, glue, whatever you want, and all you have to do is get a wet wipe and wipe it off. Similar to the freezer paper, it's a wipeable surface, so it stays clean. It's going to protect your surface, but the difference is this is more durable and it's going to last you a lot longer, and in the long run it is cheaper. So there you have it. Teflon non-stick heat pressing sheet is what you want to look for, or you could type in craft mat and you'll find it on Amazon and other supply places. Thank you for watching. I hope you found the video helpful. Bye-bye.